Hey, what's up, guys, and welcome back to my reading journey. Hope we're all doing absolutely fine. And today we're gonna continue with the eighth book, Marcus Aurelius Meditations. So let's do this. Most justly have these things happened unto thee. Why dost not thou amend? Or, but thou hadst rather become good tomorrow than to be so today. Shall I do it? I will. So the end of my action be to do good unto men. Does anything by way of cross of adversity happen unto me? I accept it with reference unto the gods and their providence, the fountain of all things, from which whatsoever comes to pass does hang and depend. By one action judge of the rest. This bathing which usually takes up so much of our time. What is it? Oil, sweat, fleeth, or the swords of the body, and excrement shows viscosity, the excrements of oil and other ointments used about the body and mixed with the swords of the body, all base and loathsome. And such almost is very part of our life and every worldly object. Lucilia birth versus then was Lucilia herself buried by others. So Secunda Maximus, then Secunda herself. So Epidiohannes, Diomedes, then Epidiohannes himself. So Antonius Pius, Faustina his life, then Antoninus himself. This is the course of the world. First Celer, Adrianus, then Adrianus himself. And those austere ones, those that foretold other men's deaths, those that were so proud and stately, where are they now? Those austere ones, I mean, such as were Hyrax and Demetrius the Platonic, Edemon, and others like unto those. They were all but for one day, all dead and gone long since. Some of them no sooner dead than forgotten. Others soon turned into fables. Of other, even that which was fabulous is now long since forgotten. This thereafter thou must remember, that whatsoever thou art compounded of shall soon be dispersed, and that thy life and breath, or thy soul, shall either be no more or shall translated and appointed to some certain place and station. The true joy of a man is to do what which properly belongs unto a man. That which is most proper unto a man is first to be kindly affected towards them that are of the same kind of nature as he is himself, to condemn on sensual motions and appetites, to discern rightly all plausible fancies and imaginations, to contemplate the nature of the universe, both it and things that are done in it. In which kind of contemplation there are several relations are to be observed. The first to be to the apparent secondary cause. The second to the first original cause, God, from whom originally proceeds whatsoever does happen in the world. The third and the last to them that will live and converse with, what use may be made of it to their use and benefit. If pain be an evil, either it is in regard of the body, and that cannot be, because the body of itself is altogether insensible, or in regard of the soul, but it is in the power of the soul to preserve her own peace and tranquility, and not to suppose that pain is evil. For all judgment and deliberation, all prosecution or aversion is from within, the whither of sense of evil, except to be led in by opinion, cannot penetrate. Wipe off all idle fancies, and say unto thyself incessantly, now, if I will, it is in my power to keep out of this my soul all wickedness, all lust, and concupiscences, all trouble and confusion, but on the contrary, to behold and consider all things according to their true nature, and to carry myself towards everything according to its true worth. Remember then this thy power that true nature has given thee. Whether thou speak in the synod, or whether thou speak to any particular, let thy speech in always grave and modest. But thou must not openly and vulgarly observe that sound and exact form of speaking concerning that which is truly good and truly civil, the vanity of the world and the worldly man of a worldly man, which otherwise truth and reason does prescribe. Augustus, his court, his wife, his daughter, his nephew, his son-in-law, his sister, Agrippa, his kinsmen, his domestics, his friends, Aurelius, Maecenas, his slayers of beasts for sacrifice and divination. There thou hast the death of the whole court together. Proceed now on the rest that have been since that of Augustus. Has death dwelt with them otherwise? Though so many and so stately they lived, than it does use to deal with any one particular man. Consider now the death of a whole kindred and family, as of that of the Pompeius, as that also that uses to be written upon some monuments. He was the last of his own kindred. Or what care did his predecessors take, that they might have a successor? Yet behold, at last one or other must of necessity be the last. Here again, therefore, consider the death of a whole kindred. Contract thy whole life to the measure and proportion of one single action, and if in every particular action thou dost perform what is fitting to the utmost of thy power, let it suffice thee. And who can hinder thee but that thou mightst perform what is fitting? But there may be some outward let and impediment, not any that can hinder thee, but that whatsoever thou dost, thou may do it justly, temperately, and with the praise of God. Yeah, but there may be somewhat whereby some operation or other of thine may be hindered. And then, with that very thing that does hinder thou mightst, he well pleased, and so by these gentle and equanimous conversation of thy mind unto that which may be, instead of that which at first thou didst intend. In the room of that former action there succeedeth another which agrees as well with this contraction of thy life that we now speak of. Alright guys, thank you for joining me today on this video, and see you tomorrow in the next one. Thank you, bye.